Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you a bit more about the participatory relation of Amaranth germplasm for leaf field in South Africa. The project is funded by the Department of Agricultural, Forestry and Fisheries in South Africa and is part of a bigger project funded by the University of York and the BBSRC in the UK. Amaranth is a very important leafy vegetable species in South Africa. It's commonly known as thepe, imbuya, or nondambloyi. Research have shown that it is very nutritious, and it grows in most parts of South Africa where it is harvested in field and fallow lands and seldomly cultivated. There is very little or almost no genetically improved material, and this project aimed to identify lines that can be cultivated but also can be used in a breeding program. A formal yield trial was planted at the ARC. 11 Amaranth lines were selected from the ARC germplasm collection and planted in a randomized complete block design with 3 replicates during the 2018-19 and 2019-20 planting seasons. Young growth shoots and leaves were harvested 3 times during the seasons, and the fresh and dry weight of these were determined. Participatory demonstration trials were only planted during the 2019-20 cropping season. The farmers were identified during the 2018-19 cropping season. 2 farmers were identified in Gauteng and De Deer and Walkerville, and 1 farmer was identified in Elof in Mpumalanga. In KwaZulu Natal, 1 farmer group were elected in the Nakandla area. The feedback from the farmers vary. The farmers in Elof said their buyers prefer the small-leafed varieties, whereas the farmers in De Deer and Nakandla said they prefer the large-leaf varieties because it's easier to harvest. The Walkerville and Nakandla farmers don't like the red-leafed varieties because they perceived it as too bitter, but they like the green-leafed varieties because that is the taste they know better. The Nakandla farmers prefer Anna, Arusha and ACAT Seedfair because they have got big leaves, easy to harvest and the taste is acceptable. The yield of the different lines vary significantly. The yield per plant vary from about 31 gram for a line A550 to about 92 gram for line Almar. The projected yield per hectare will vary then from 2.1 ton per hectare for A550 and 6.15 ton per hectare for Almar. 4 lines were identified for registration and commercialization and also for planting with farmers. Anna can be used as a leafy vegetable, but it's also a grain variety that can be used for grain production. Then dough got red leaves, and although the taste is not liked by all the farmers, there is certain areas where the red leaves are appreciated. Arusha and ACAT Seedfair is green-leafed varieties. It's got quite a stable yield and quite acceptable taste. Thank you very much for your attention.